Will the SAVE Act save America? We're going to talk about that in this video. Welcome to everybody. I'm your host, Kenneth Glenn, and today we're going to be talking about the new SAVE Act. Okay? So, the SAVE Act is the Safeguard America Voting Eligibility Act, and it's supposed to make it so only legal citizens are allowed to vote in presidential and federal elections. So this bill was introduced by Mike Lee, who is a Utah senator, and Chip Roy, who is a Texas representative. And this bill is probably one of the best bills being passed because it's going to save our elections going forward. So for the longest time, the U.S. elections have been sort of rigged because the Democrats believe in open borders. And then they allow everybody in the country. And of course, the people that they let in the country are going to vote for the people who let them in the country. So that's kind of been their whole thing. Even though illegal immigration destroys our country and it's terrible for us, they'll do it anyway because they just want to stay in power. And they'll do anything to stay in power. This will eliminate that if this passes. The SAVE Act amends the National Voter Registration Act, setting requirements for states to verify U.S. citizenship. If you want to learn more about this, you can go on the website. It's leesenate.gov. You can learn more about this. You can read the whole thing for yourself. It outlines an acceptable documentation proving citizenship and requires states to set up an alternative verification process for citizens without standard documents. Additionally, the legislation compels states to purge non-citizens from voter rolls, and it establishes penalties for intentionally registering non-citizens. This is a good thing because in our last election, 2020, we had a big problem. There's 138 or so million registered voters, and there's 168 million voters who actually voted. That's a problem. Now, of course, the mainstream media is going to tell you, well, not all states require you to register to vote, and that's not the case. Only one state requires people doesn't require people to register to vote. And I doubt that state is responsible for 30 plus million votes. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Okay, get out of here. That's garbage. That election was rigged. We all know it. Illegal immigrants and non-citizens across the nation are being improperly registered to vote, allowing them to cast illegitimate ballots in federal elections, said Senator Mike Lee. At the time when trust in voting is more important than ever, we must stop foreign election interference and pass the SAVE Act. Voting is both a sacred right and a responsibility for American citizenship, and allowing people from other nations to access our elections is a grave blow to our security and self-governance. I'm proud to stand with Chip Roy to save our democratic process and representative government. Secure elections are the key cornerstone for any representative government. Without them, we don't have a country, said Representative Chip Roy. Radical progressive Democrats know this, and they are using the open border policy while also attacking the election integrity laws to fundamentally remake America. That is why I am proud to introduce the SAVE Act with Speaker Johnson and my Republican colleagues, along with the invaluable support of citizens, organizations, and organizations that recognize we must end the practice of non-citizens voting in our elections. Why this wasn't made earlier and why this wasn't a thing earlier baffles me. this is insane. If you remember, one of the popular sayings during the 2020 election was count all legal votes. And then the Democrats were like, count all votes because all votes matter. And we're just like, no, they're only the real votes, only the registered voters who actually voted. So it's kind of funny because even the Democrats knew that people who were voting weren't even like legitimate voters. Under Joe Biden's watch, over 11 million illegal aliens are now in on the U.S. soil. That's enough to replace an entire population of Kansas almost 4 times. 4. Senator Marshall said, Democratic motivations behind welcoming an influx of migrants has been clear. They believe these are future Democrat voters, while requiring U.S. citizenship for federal elections has been a long requirement. Our legislation finally puts pen to paper and exacts documents with a person will need to prove they are in fact an American citizen and eligible to vote. Proof of citizenship as a requirement to vote in our elections should not be controversial. It is our responsibility to protect the integrity of our electoral process. By implementing rigorous checks for voter registration, the legislation will defend against improper voting and seek to restore confidence in the integrity of our federal elections. This is a great law. I want to talk about this. This is amazing. They're finally doing it. This was passed, or this was started on the 8th, May 8th. So I'm a little late to this, about 10 days late. But this is a good thing. I'm happy for this. I'm glad that they're doing this. I've been an advocate for this for a very long time. I've said that they don't have a great voting system. Yeah, this is exciting to me. I can't wait. This is awesome. This is way better than passing like an anti-Semitism bill. This is a lot better. This is a big win for Republicans. So anyways, that's it for my video. I hope you liked the video, guys. Please leave a comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.